Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Bomberman DS. That building is looking a lot better off now and a lot less miserable. So now, making our slow jaunt across the map to the upset Aztec Bomberman Temple.
Did they predict 2012?
No, we're just going a little bit Mario formulaic by the looks of things.
When was this game made?
I was about to look for the game box. I cannot honestly. Let me have a quick check here. Bomberman DS. I should know this stuff. 2005.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's like, well, I guess it is DS game. DS games weren't prominent until 2012.
It's funny because Bomberman DS was originally planning on being a launch title, and they were actually hoping to go with a more 3D viewpoint for it. But then that approach ended up being taken for the classic battle mode incorporated into, I think it was Bomberman Strikers? So like the one that's got baseball on the front of the box. And hilariously, it actually is just the Bomberman DS box art, but with a baseball art style on it. Which is hilarious. So when they were actually originally advertising this game, all of the promo art used was actually for Bomberman Strikers on, I think it was either the Wii or the GameCube, I can't remember. I think it was right at the cusp of the end of the GameCube.
I miss the you know when the GameCube finally was like on its way out and then the Wii was about to come in. They had really good. They kind of went out with a bang, in my opinion. GameCube had, what was it, 2006 was like last year. GameCube was relevant.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Twilight Princess, Baten Kaido's Origins, which is one of my favorite games, came out that year. What else came out in 2006? I'm pretty sure it was,
I already found the exit. I forgot that I found it that quickly on this level. Line bomb. Gotta love the line bomb.
Oh my gosh.
It's really OP and also kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes blow myself up with line bombs.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I just remembered now that up until this point, we're I think 3 levels into World 2, and the majority of the enemies we've been seeing have just been the basic enemies from World 1. Because as you go, they steadily introduce themed enemies based on the world you're in. And it takes all the way until level 3 for them to actually go away from the squiggly ghosts and the evil gas canisters, and now they're finally adding in, like, golems.
Like, oh yeah, we have a theme.
It's like we don't have to stick just to our Goombas for the whole world. Anyways, you were talking about Baten Kaitos and GameCube games and going out with a bang.
When didn't Sonic Riders come out the 15th anniversary?
I think it did.
Yeah, so that was 2005. I think like very cusp of it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, it was 2006, like beginning of the year.
It was Riders, Next Gen, and Genesis all in the same year. Well,
yeah, I think the start off the 15 year was Riders because of how soon it released. Because everything else was like November.
Riders was the only highlight of that year.
It was the only one that reviewed decently.
I mean, 06 had Silver and a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like,
that's about it.
You gotta take what wins you can.
Pretty much. But yeah, like the GameCube's lifespan, that didn't last as long as you would think because it technically was a failure. Like, everyone thinks, oh yeah, the Wii U, man, that was a terrible system. It's so poorly. GameCube was very close to those sales if you really look back at it. The last game for the GameCube was in 2007. That's when they just cut it off entirely for like even third parties.
Which kind of makes me sad because GameCube is my favorite console. So.
Oh yeah.
It's a solid system. It was unfortunate timing that it went against the new kid in the block, Xbox, and the juggernaut PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
competition was super, super high up.
From a monetary standpoint, you can understand why it didn't succeed, but in terms of its game library, it was far from a failure, as far as I'm concerned.
In terms of the game library, when you ask people nowadays, people won't stop talking about the GameCube. So I think it made its staying power the strongest in that gen for a lot of people.
I went into this level with glasses so I could show off the fact that it shows where all the power-ups are, but I also went in with Dangerous Bomb, which explodes in a circle. And,
Ew. That's a weird arc. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Dangerous Bomb is good for shooting things around corners. The problem is, its blast radius is consistently bad for aiming in wide spaces. It does chain onto normal bomb explosions though, but it can very easily catch you off guard if you're only focusing on standard bombs and not the dangerous bombs.
Gosh, that is really weird. The dangerous bomb. I can see why it's called the dangerous bomb. Because
Yeah.
I think the scariest part about it, more or less, is if you're first learning the range of that thing,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna underestimate just how far along it goes, and stand in the corner it's gonna explode in. Because I can see that easily happening.
I know on a lot of Bomberman clones, knockoffs, and I think a couple of third-party entries, they actually refer to it as the flower bomb. Specifically because that's the best way of describing its explosion range.
I can see why. Because in some ways it's like a beautiful flower of death.
Yeet. I mean, like, the death I agree with, the beautiful not so much. Now, yeah, I went in with the fire suit, so starting off this level, I've gone in with the ability that allows me to chain explosions right on my body and not get hurt by them. Key thing to remember, it doesn't make you invincible to walking into enemies.
Oops.
as seen here.
As seen here.
Sorry, I played too many N64 Zelda games. I thought this was infinite sword glitch. What do you mean I can't walk into them and stab them infinitely?
So, by extension, walking in with invincibility, I forgot to top up my bombs with my fire. Oops.
Hang on, give me a minute. I'm just gonna enable everything.
Yeah, but, yeah. It also means that because I'm going in with the invincibility instead of the fire suit, if I walk into a bomb explosion, that can kill me. So it's conditional. You've either got bomb invincibility or you've got enemy invincibility. You can't have both without both power-ups.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Why not both?
It sucks, but it's done there to
Why
balance
can't
it.
we have both?
Because most of the other games in the series, you don't have this luxury, except for, I think, the PSP game, from memory.
I mean, honestly, I kind of wish that, like, something like this, honestly, would be better to maybe have, like, just a vest on with, like, your fire invincibility for this level. That way you can save yourself for at least one hit. But I don't even, is the vest power even in this
The
one?
vest is called invincible, but it's considered...
How are you supposed to clear this board? Oh, you got time back. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, no, they have little time powers, so
Yeah.
you'd be fine in that regard. It seems like this is a level good to come in with, like, a spike bomb power, so you can just annihilate everything in, like, a couple hits.
Oh, absolutely. The pass-through bomb is the best for levels like this, but... Me like a goof, I focused on putting invincibility in and nothing else, so... Power-ups, what are those?
It's fine, I can take a punch, and that's it.
Yeet.
I can't punch back.
It's like, I've got time.
So, what's your power, Bomberman? I can yeet. I can yeet bombs across the field.
Taking my time. Blasting through the everything. Whoop! Cutting it very close there.
Yeah, it was almost bad. Watch your footing. You may walk into your own stupidity.
Please hold on to the right handrail. They gave me a clock right at the end.
That'd be insult to injury if you found that clock if you hit 0.
Yeah. Speaking of fire suit, hey, we're just gonna go through here and blow up all of the bonus enemies again.
I mean, when you only have 30 seconds, might as well.
Thank you very much. All of these, please.
Give me all the goodies.
I'm not sure, but I think he's got it.
I think he's got it as well.
I think he got it too. Look at all them goodies.
Oh look, 5 more seconds. I'ma go for a nice little jaunt.
Look at all them Bomberman's upgrades.
Oh, that's right. So we're halfway through World 2 and now I'm going to show off my actual least favorite bomb, which is the landmine. I'm not too fond of the dangerous bomb because it blows around corners, but the landmine always prioritizes itself as your first bomb. And it doesn't explode automatically, you either need to stand on it or detonate it with a second bomb's explosion. Meaning if you make a trail of bombs, until the other bombs explode, the landmine won't go off.
Honestly, I think it's a fine power if you're playing in multiplayer only. Cause yeah, it seems like in a single player mode like this, it's kind of useless in a lot of ways.
Like, occasionally you can chain it really well like that, but in terms of its tactical advantage, it's kind of a meh.
Yeah, it's more hit or miss at that point.
And because I'm now walking around with a landmine tucked back at the start of the map, it means that I'm basically down 1 on my bomb count until I detonate it.
On the plus side, now you don't have to worry about dropping that as your first bomb, so you can actually explode.
He freaked up.
Whoops. So I hit the exit and now I've brought another enemy back. And then that happens.
Oh no!
Oh, and then I'm like, nuts to that noise, I'm coming in with a pass-through bomb because that's good.
You almost walked into the fire again.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what, having meta bombs so I can just walk over my bombs right now is a good thing.
To be fair, the perspective in these games are kind of iffy at times because sometimes it looks like I'm in the safe zone, but no, you're not, and you still explode.
Yeah, it's like, it's both the help and the hindrance of Bomberman is that because it's to a grid, usually you know where the safe zones are. But if you look at a quick glance, your depth perception based on the shading can fall out pretty easily.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, at least it's not like Bomberman Hero where if you keep on throwing bombs in front of you, they just keep on getting closer and closer to your face with the explosion.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of a good thing that Super Bomberman R does, is that because the perspective shifts with Bomberman, it is a little easier to gauge depth.
Well, especially also helps when you're playing like the single player of it, because you actually have camera control.
Yeah.
It's not much camera control, but it's better than none.
Very true.
What was the one Bomberman game on N64 that's really hard to find?
It's Bomberman 64: The Second Attack. It's a sequel to Bomberman 64, and it was because like no one really played it back in the day. It was a late entry in N64.
I find it really interesting that, like, the N64 got, hang on, I think 4 Bomberman games from memory?
I thought it was just 3, because that was the 2 64 titles in Hero. I can confirm.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Saturn Bomberman, because I know there were 2 on Saturn. There was a standard playstyle one, and there was also a racing one. That's what I'm thinking of, I think. Unless that was on PlayStation. Hard to say. Like, Hudson Soft did a lot of PlayStation Bomberman, so...
Yeah, no, for a while, like, that's pretty much what they were putting out until Mario Party kind of put them on the map for Nintendo sake. But yeah, I'm looking up. It was really just Bomberman 64, 64 Second Attack, and Bomberman Hero. That was the 3 on N64, and that was it. Which is interesting, because Bomberman 64 and Bomberman Hero you can get on Virtual Console. They were re-released. 64 Second Attack was never re-released, and that's the most expensive and rare one.
Okay.
Work on that, guys.
But yeah, I just looked it up and it looks like Fantasy Race was actually on PlayStation, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was using the kangaroos from Bomberman World 5 in a race-up. So, like, think Mega Man Battle and Chase.
Nothing to see here.
I do my best to abridge all of the nonsense out. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have some bad runs, but it means the really embarrassing ones I cut out. Unless it was, you know, memeable. Which I will always keep in if it's memeable.
Because you know how we like the memes.
Yeah.
Especially dank memes.
Yeah. The dankest of memes, they are the best. Now, I'm just letting...
I'm not running dank percent before you even asked. I'm never touching that. You can do it, Matt. You can record the dank percent Ocarina playthrough.
Let's just like, Matt, before you even ask, no, there will not be a dank percent run on of Ocarina of Time on League.
We're not that dank. We're not that desperate.
Ocarina of Dank.
I still can't believe there's a speedrun category for that.
There's a speedrun category for everything. Go home and die percent where you just get bomb juice and explode. Game over. That's the speedrun. All cows. Literally what it sounds like. You go find all the cows and get milk.
To each their own. This Reaper is just making my life difficult. Now the annoying thing with them is they're a multi-hit enemy, so you've got to hit them first to freeze them in place, and then you've got to blow them up. Because the first time the bomb...
I never like these multi-hit enemies in Bomberman games for this reason. They take forever to kill.
Because the annoying thing is the first hit, the bomb just blows past them, and if you don't hit them fast enough, they start moving again, and it just goes straight back onto their coat. There we go. Much better.
They get even harder, ironically enough, if you have more firepower, because sometimes you just can't get a good shot without exploding your other bomb. So that's why I find that the multi-hit enemies in the Bomberman games are always more obnoxious than anything else. They're not difficult, they're just annoying.
Especially when they've got a gimmick to them, like they drop other bombs, or they move bombs, or they extinguish bombs.
Yeah, that makes it even worse. I think, yeah, my least favorite are like the ones that can just basically eat a bomb at that point, and that's it. Like, it's gone.
Like, I'm just like, it's a stage 9 level. I'm going to walk through all of the walls. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Oh,
I'm just...
he's learned from you, Lester, about walking through walls.
They're optional. Always optional.
The laws of physics.
I don't want to learn about the laws of physics today.
Now, the funny thing about a lot of the Meta Wall, Meta Bomb, and Invincibility and Fire Suit power-ups is that in Bomberman DS, because of the fact that you can use them on the bottom screen, they do have a limited runtime on them. But in a lot of the older Bomberman games, the 5 World games on SNES, Mega Bomberman and Bomberman 93, and to a lesser extent, anything from the PlayStation era, they'd all basically have an unlimited time on them, with the exception, I think, of Invincibility. So, in the original Bomberman on NES, when you got any of the Meta Wall power-ups, it would last for the rest of that level. No time limit at all, no cap.
Boss stage.
I will say, as much as I like the boss of Stage 2, the boss of Stage 2 kind of shows the one thing with a lot of Bomberman games, which is that the second boss of nearly every Bomberman is incredibly formulaic, unless it's something that's a drastically different Bomberman game, like Pocket Bomberman on Game Boy Color. Usually it's big boss, 3 weak points. If you've played any Bomberman game from Bomberman World onwards, this is a very formulaic second world kind of boss in a Bomberman game. Like,
yeah, I remember, or at least like the GBA Bomberman games, I remember like there was a similar thing with that too, so I could see the pattern you're talking about.
I mean, it works, but it's also a case of like, second world in a Bomberman game, chances are usually the boss will have some kind of variant of this structure.
It's kind of like the Mario syndrome, like the second world's always the desert world kind of thing.
Yeah, even the sequel as well on DS, second world is a desert world and the boss has 3 weak points that you have to periodically hit.